Sweeping gun reform law rules to restrict those who can carry a gun and where people can bring them have been halted.
Yeah, the new legislation that went into effect weeks ago is now in jeopardy tonight. News 12's Phil Tate joins us tonight from Times Square. He tells us more. Phil.
Yeah, well, Kurt, Amanda, those gun reform laws that were put into place put restrictions on hotspot areas like Times Square just right behind me. Well, today, a judge putting all of those provisions in a chokehold. Those were passed earlier this year, calling them simply unconstitutional. And well, for many New Yorkers, they say they are simply stunned hearing this news.
Yeah, that's scary, man. Yeah, because a lot of guys got guns, and it's been surprising because the police are right there, but it doesn't really matter, you know. I've been out here a while. I know a lot of people have got shot and killed since I've been working here. A lot. More than that I can count on my two hands.
Well, the clock is ticking tonight. The governor's office has 3 days to file for emergency relief to keep this hold from going into effect. If it does, it would ultimately reverse several parts of the state's new application for a concealed carry license, like asking for social media account information and in-person interviews, along with the mandate that applicants be of good moral character. Additionally, it scales back where the state can ban guns. Well, a Syracuse judge saying having gun-free zones like Times Square and on public transportation can be enforced, but still upholding bans in polling places and houses of worship. Well, Governor Kathy Hochul, who championed these laws, calls the judge's ruling disappointing, saying in part it limits the ability to keep New Yorkers safe and to prevent more senseless gun violence. Well, New Yorkers tonight say they simply want to feel safe.
So my reaction to that is not in contrast or to contradict what the ruling was, but it also is you have to make sure that everyone that visits New York, that everyone that's a residents here understands that they can be safe when they go out, when they're going to the grocery store, when they're going to a Duane Reade, when they're going to a CVS.
And the state's updated gun reform laws went into effect just last month, and this was all in response to the Supreme Court's ruling, which was against the form of requirements. Well, that's the latest here in Times Square. I'm Phil Tate, News 12.
All right, still waiting on the ultimate outcome there, Phil. Thank you.